good afternoon and good evening to you all. Welcome to the last edition of the week of the Full 100. It's been a momentous week, guys. The week's just flown by again. I can't believe this. It's been 8 months I started this platform. I started this platform, I think, on the 5th of April, just after lockdown started, and a lot of fake news was flying around. And guys, I'm happy to announce today that we got our first 200 subscribers just today, just literally about 5 minutes before I go on air. So we got 200 subscribers. We need more, guys. We need more. Let's get me to 300. Let's aim for 300. Let's not aim for 500 or 700, or let's just aim to get to 300, guys. So please, if you like what we're doing, just hit the subscribe button every time you watch this, every time you share it. Get your people to subscribe. Thank you very much for everyone who has supported us thus far. 200 subscribers. We're close to 10,000. I think we're at 9,700. Many of you can tell me if you go on the channel. I think we're at 9,700 views in 8 months. I'm pretty okay with that. Could be more, but when you consider that what I'm doing is not popular, the popular stuff is the fake stuff. If I was on there talking about don't take the vaccine's gonna change your DNA, I'd have 7,000 subscribers by now, you know. So yes, guys, today's show is all about the vaccine and side effects, and what we don't know or what we do know. So guys, without further ado, let's get to today's show. First breaking news is the first batch of 800,000 vaccines arrived today, guys, in the UK. As you know, this is the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, which is the first one that's been approved. The Moderna one's also waiting to be approved. The USA, even though they're saying we rushed it, theirs is getting approved on the 15th, the Pfizer one, because they filed a week earlier. And Moderna's getting approved over there on the 22nd. So 15th, we approved ours, on the 1st of December. Theirs is getting approved on the 15th, 2 weeks apart. Makes no difference. So yeah. So we got the first batch today, which arrived from Belgium, like I said. Also, this first batch is going to go straight to frontline workers, nurses, doctors, and nursing home elderly folk in nursing homes. So this first batch isn't going to get to anybody other than the first responders, which I fully support. These guys have lost many colleagues in this last 8-9 months of this virus. So I'm really chuffed for them. They can't say when the second batch is coming, but guys, remember this is a vaccine that needs to be transported in minus 70 degrees centigrade condition, colder than Mars. That's the downfall of this virus, which is why I think they're gonna, once Moderna comes out, which can be stored in minus 20, your normal freezer, and the Oxford University one, minus 20, your normal freezer, I think they're just going to overtake the Pfizer one. The Pfizer one it's like a obstacle for it to succeed, because not many places can transport from A to B something to be moved in minus 70. Never mind store it at the pharmacies and the places where they have to vaccinate people. So yeah, but that's the first one that's arrived, guys. So take a look at the first video, and I'll see you on the other side.
So meanwhile, the UK is expected to start vaccinating nursing home residents and their caregivers as soon as next week. Max Foster has the details from London.
Huge excitement here in Downing Street, across the political and national landscape, as news came in that the Pfizer vaccine had actually been approved much more quickly than anyone expected. Off the back of that, the government accepted that approval and is now putting a plan into place for mass inoculations across the United Kingdom, as 800,000 doses of this vaccine come from the Pfizer factory in Belgium into the UK, through the National Health Service and into people's arms. Top of the list to receive this vaccination will be people living and working in care homes. Then it'll be frontline health and social workers and people over the age of 80. Then eventually, over the coming months, everyone will potentially be offered this vaccine, but that could be 6 months away. But there is some concern that people will be waiting to take the vaccine once they've been offered it, allowing other people to go first, and that will be a problem for the overall programme. Health authorities in other countries looking at the the UK thinking, actually, we need to hurry up, get our vaccination programme going too. But also, they have to get it right.
Welcome back, guys. So, let's talk about what we know and what we don't know, because I've had valid conversations with really good friends in the last couple of days, and there are valid points that I want to deal with on this. So, for example, there's a lot we don't know, because let's remember something. A vaccine, from what I've seen and read since all this started, will take anywhere from 3 to 10 years even to develop, yeah? They've sped this up because this is a huge crisis, number one, but more importantly, because we have the know-how to make it quicker. We've just done it that way longer because that's how it's always been done. But there is an advantage to doing it longer, because there's a few things we don't know because it's been done rapidly. One, no one's had the vaccine for a year. So we genuinely don't know if this protects you for 12 months or just 6 months. I think the longest anyone's been vaccinated at this point in December, I would stick my neck out and say maybe 6 months is the longest, because if you think about when the first trials started, started around about June, July times. So I don't even think anyone's had this for 6 months yet. So that's a valid point that we have to bear in mind. Secondly, we don't know if we would have to take this vaccine yearly. Why don't we know that? Again, if the trials had gone on for 3 years, even minimum of 3 years, we'd have that data. But because of the situation in the world and the number of people dying in the world and the crisis levels it is, we rushed it. So we don't know if, when you take it today, if you'd have to take it again in 12 months' time, just like the flu jab. Now, there are some vaccines that you should take one time in your lifetime. Measles, one time. I think TB is also one time. I think polio and these things are one time you take these. And malaria, I think malaria you got to retake again. I think anything that has a flu-ish, feverish type of symptoms, it looks like you got to take them on a regular. So we might have to take it yearly, is what I'm saying. We don't know that because, again, we've done it in quick time. Can you still catch it when you've got it, when you've been vaccinated? We don't know that. Again, we don't. Because when they say catch it, they mean can you infect someone really? Because you're vaccinated against it. So if you come in contact with somebody, the vaccine stops you from getting it, but are you symptomatic enough, or are you asymptomatic enough, should I say, to then pass it on? We don't know this. We also don't know if you can pass, like I said, if you can pass it on. Sorry, that's the same point. We don't know of the long-term effects. I'm going to bring you my next video now. It's going to be about the short-term effects. We don't know if there are long-term effects, if it does something to you when you've had it for a year. So, I mean, taking all this into account, I get people who want to wait because this is the fastest vaccine I know that we've ever produced. Even though it's warranted and it was needed. So I'm supporting that they had to do it that way. They couldn't wait 5 years to get it done, normal wait. So they had to do what we had to do as human beings, right? So we don't know about any side effects that might pop up a year after you've taken it, 2 years after you've taken it, 3 years after you've taken it, because again, the way it was produced. However, I'm going to bring you a video now of the short-term effects that, to me, is the same as any inoculation or anything like that I've ever taken. When I've taken vaccines or inoculation against this or that, they tell you can't drive immediately, you got to go home, and you do feel a little poorly after you take these things. So this is no different. So take a look at my next video, guys, and this is dealing with this. You're going to hear it first time. Those of you who don't watch the news, I think, to me, is self-defeatist, I think. Because just because you think they're all liars, thanks to Trump, doesn't mean that they don't have facts that you can use, right? So I know many people don't watch the news. So this is probably the first time you're going to hear from somebody who's taking the vaccine and how they felt straight afterwards. So please take a look at this.
Still a lot of things we don't know, and among them are also side effects. So one volunteer in the Moderna trial actually spoke about some of the side effects he experienced. Here's what he said.
The side effects were nausea, body aches, muscle aches, headaches, fatigue, chills, and slight diarrhea. The first shot, the side effects lasted about 12 hours. The second shot, the side effects lasted a little bit longer, about 24 hours, and a little bit more intense. But after the side effects passed, I felt normal.
So is that what most people should expect? And is that the worst of it to get what you believe is full protection?
So I think those side effects are somewhat common. I would classify them as maybe 10–15% of the subjects immunized have quite noticeable side effects that usually last no more than 24–36 hours and resolve. Most people will have much less noticeable side effects. That, frankly, in comparison to a 95% protection against an infection that can be deadly or significantly debilitating, I think is an appropriate balance.
Welcome back, guys. Right, so nausea, headaches, body aches, diarrhea, you know, basically it sounds like the same sort. Anyone who's ever had anesthetics, serious anesthetics or morphine when you've had an operation or a vaccination against when you travel, it's similar. It sounds about right. I haven't taken, I mean, it might be a bit more, like the guy said, 15 in the trial so far, 15%. So 15 of every 100 people who are vaccinated get that side effect pronounced a little bit more, and 85% have it just on a normal. So that's the facts right about now that we got. Now, on to the next video is how. See, a lot of people think because they live in this bubble. I had a conversation on Facebook with this idiot the other day saying, oh, the rich people, this is, when I put up a video the other day about what the Americans were the initiative in America about paying for people $1,500 to take the vaccination. And some guy replied, oh, this is exploitation of the poor. And I said, yeah, it could be seen as that. However, remember that he said something like, this is exploitation of the poor. They're trying to get the poor to take it first and use them as guinea pigs. That's it. Use them as guinea pigs. And I said, well, yeah, the poor are likely to take it up, of course, because of the money incentives. However, they're not guinea pigs. The rich are queuing up before they do. There is people, it's like no matter what information you give people and no matter how factual it is, they've got in their head that this vaccine was invented to unleash on the poor, to eradicate the poor and the underclasses, and so it's a better world for the rich and whatnot. So they're going to just give it to the poor. But that's misinformation. Obama them are taking it first in the US, as you hear in my headlines. The frontline workers, the 24% of nurses are black. Frontline workers are getting it first. Old age pensioners are getting it first. But more importantly, no one has to take it. No one has to take it. So there's a lot of misinformation, guys, and I'm just here to tell you as it is. So take a look at my next video, which is what the public thinks of this whole thing.
The real challenge will be immunizing the wider population. Health experts say 2/3 of people need to have immunity in order for the epidemic to be stopped. That means winning hearts and minds and persuading as many people as possible that the vaccine is safe and effective. On the streets of London, elation and relief.
Having been through this year and lost a lot of people to this horrendous illness that has taken a lot of people's family, friends, co-workers, I think it's been quite a shocking situation, and we're very grateful to see the news today.
Perhaps we are finally going to turn the corner, so it was wonderful.
I think there's a big smile on your face.
Yes.
I guess it would be nice to see how people receive it and whether it is
safe. But yes, I have reasonable confidence.
I think everyone has slight doubts. You know, it's been quite quick in the making. And then, you know, they're going to inject you something alien into your body. So, yeah, I'm a bit sceptical, but things need to go back to some kind of normal.
Welcome back, guys. Hopefully you've got something from this. There's enough information on there, guys, for you guys to do your research. I urge everyone to do their research. Don't just go with what you heard 6 months ago must be still the case now. Because those people that have been spewing all that rubbish, you don't hear them talking about 5G anymore, do you? You don't hear them talking about what's it called? The Bill Gates is do you know what I mean? And all the crap that we were getting 8 months ago when I started this channel, it's all disappeared. Now they're just harping on the one thing now, the vaccine. And soon you're going to see thousands, millions of people take the vaccine and they're going to be fine. And then they're going to have something new to come with, yeah? So, guys, let me go to the headlines now. Breaking news, guys. Like I said in the bit earlier, in the US, Barack Obama, George Bush Jr., and Bill Clinton, so 3 of the last ex-presidents, have announced that they will be taking their vaccine, once it's approved, live on TV to lead by example. So those who are thinking, oh, that they're going to use it on the poor, and you're going to get people saying, well, how do we know it's the same vaccine that we're going to get that they're getting? You're always going to get these people, man. You can't help these people. There's no helping some people. So, yeah, these guys are taking it. And they asked Joe Biden yesterday, would you join them? Because obviously he's the new president coming in January. He said, yeah. He said, yeah, I'll join them. So you're going to have 4 presidents are going to take it first in the United States. Second breaking news, guys, is Trump's BS has carried on his denial. He's now left the Democrats now. He's now targeting Republicans, his own fellow people. And this is really bad. It's really bad. A lot of his Republican friends, ex-friends who voted for him and everything are in hiding. They need protection because he's Proud Boy, right-wing extremists who they were all in the same team, but now they're on Trump's side against any Republican who tells the truth, basically. Any Republican who certifies the vote. Any Republican who says, nah, in my state, there was no cheating. I was in charge. I didn't say anything. Immediately you say that, you have to go into hiding. Imagine what sort of country that's becoming right now. And in all of that, he's still milking and stealing from his people. He's raised 200 million so far in this fake fight of his. It's terrible, guys. I'll bring you some more news on that next week. In the meantime, guys, listen, please have a fabulous weekend, and I'll see you all pretty shortly on Monday. Take care and have a fabulous weekend. Bye-bye now.